Hi folks, in this video we are going to see about food wastage and its impact on global climate. When we think of climate change, we think of cars, industries, nuclear waste, cutting down of trees. But have we ever thought about food wastage as a global factor contributing hugely? World leaders have been meeting to agree on a global agenda for tackling climate change for quite some time now. Issues addressed include energy generation, transport fuels, food conservation, and food production, among others. But one area needing more attention is reducing food loss and wastage. Yes, the food lost near the farm or wasted near the fork has a lot to do with climate change. Consider for a moment that by weight, around a third of all food produced, that is 33% of food produced for human consumption, is lost or wasted. But wasted food isn't just a social or humanitarian concern, it is an environmental one. According to figures recently released by the Food and Agriculture Organization of United Nations, food loss and waste accounts for about 4.4 gigatons of greenhouse gas emissions per year. That's equal to about 1.3 billion tons of fruits, vegetables, meat, dairy, seafood, and grains that either have never left the farm, get lost or spoiled during distribution, or are thrown away in hotels, grocery stores, restaurants, schools, or home kitchens. It could be enough calories to feed every undernourished person on the planet. And if food goes to landfill and rots, it produces methane, a greenhouse gas even more potent than carbon dioxide for pollution. To put this in perspective, if food loss and waste were its own country, it would be the world's third largest emitter, surpassed only by China and United States. In fact, food loss and waste generates more than 4 times as much annual greenhouse gas emissions as aviation and is comparable to emissions from road transport. In short, it's a big deal. Where do food loss and waste emissions come from? The greenhouse gas emissions associated with the food loss and waste come from a variety of sources. On-farm agriculture emissions, including from the digestive systems of cows, manure from livestock, on-farm energy use, fertilizer emissions, the production of electricity and heat used to manufacture and process the food that is ultimately lost or wasted, the energy used to transport, store, and cook the food that is ultimately lost, the landfill emissions from decaying of food, the emissions from land use change and deforestation associated with producing food that is ultimately lost or wasted. As the world's population continues to grow, our challenge should not be how to grow more food, but to feed more people while wasting less of what we already produce. Food loss and waste impacts not only climate, but also personal and national economics. In sub-Saharan Africa, where many farmers earn less than $2 per day, post-harvest losses have a value of up to 4 billion per year. Globally, the FAO estimates that food worth about 940 billion is lost or wasted each year throughout the entire food supply chain. Reducing food loss and waste could help avoid these economic losses and reduce financial burdens, particularly on the world's most vulnerable people. In sub-Saharan Africa, one of the world's poorest and most food insecure regions, the World Bank estimates that just 1% reduction in post-harvest losses could lead to economic gains of 40 million each year. And out of that 40 million, most of the benefits would go directly to smallholder farmers growing the food. And let's not forget households. We all can play a part, starting with reducing the amount of food that ends up in garbage. Next time when you waste food, keep in mind that you are contributing to global warming. Let's not waste any food.